So this is a cells and tissue, which is a basic cell and tissue chapter which I've been taught. So in the previous video I've updated some of the videos which is the basic knowledge about cells and tissues. Now let's go with the some interesting things of cells and tissue, which is the most interesting thing is replications. So replication is one of the very major thing which is being here. So these replications are being done by adenine, thymine, cytosine and guanine. So let's read the definition. DNA houses cell hereditary matter. Each DNA molecule contains genetic information. So this DNA molecule contains a very good genetic information which is encoded in a sequence of nucleotides. So these nucleotides are those substances which sequences the genetic information which encodes it. Then it's told that these molecules form the complementary base pairs that links the strands of the double helix together. So this complementary base pairs, what they do, they are made in a strands of double helix formation. Okay, so like the adenine binds with thymine. So adenine binds with thymine. Then we come with the cytosine, which binds with the guanine and before the cells divide. So DNA is copied through the process of the replication and the double helix is unzipped and new nucleotides bind to the complementary bases on the duplicates of the original. So that's what the replication says about this. So next, what is that? Let's see. Okay, next we are talking about the cell cycle. A cell cycle is a cycle which is being which takes place inside the cell. So what's there? First of all, let's see. We can see here G0 phase, which is the resting phase. The first phase of the cell cycle is this phase, G phase. Okay, it's called G0 phase, or the another name for this is it's called the interphase. Okay, then this is first growth phase. G1 phase is also called first growth phase, where RNA and proteins are synthesized and the volume of cytoplasm increases, where the mitochondria in the animal cells and the chloroplast in the plant cell divide into two organelles having their own DNA. So it's happened in the late G1 phase. Okay, then then comes with the synthesized phase, that is the DNA replication phase. What happens is that the more DNA are synthesized there, and the chromosomes which are there are also duplicated. Next, what's there? The second growth phase, that is the G2 phase. G2 phase is what is the protein synthesis phase. What happens is that when this is a very shorter growth phase, obviously, and in which RNA and proteins necessary for cell division continue to be synthesized. Now the cell is ready to undergo cell division and enter the dividing phase of the cell cycle. After the dividing phase gets completed, the newly formed daughter cells enter into interphase again, and this way the cell cycle goes on and on. So that's a very interesting cycle. Okay, the cell cycle. So that's how it forms, and we can see there are two kinds of more phases, that is cytokinesis and obviously mitosis. Mitosis is what I'm explaining you. Mitosis is the cell division in which one parent cell divides into two identical daughter cells. Okay, so that's what a mitosis explains us. Okay, then cytokinesis. Cytokinesis, its word means when there is a at the end of the telophase. So telophase is actually part of that. After coming with the interphase, we come prophase, we come metaphase, we come anaphase, then after comes telophase. So telophase is a phase which comes after all these phases, and after telophase there is a cytokinesis. We can you can see in these diagrams where it is shown this the cleavage formations which have been taken place. Okay, so first phase, this is the resting phase, and coming on this prophase comes, then comes the metaphase, where the cells keep on dividing and the chromosomes get attached to the spindle by its centrosome, and chromosomes also lined up. You can see that chromosome keeps lining up. Okay, and anaphase at last we can, and telophase. This is where the cleavage formation happens, and again two cells comes from here. So after this comes with the cytokinesis. What is cytokinesis? Cytokinesis, that at the end of this telophase, what happens is that a furrow appears in the cell membrane in the middle, which depends and finally splits into cytoplasm into two. So thus producing an new cells. Okay, cytoplasm, which gets deepens, which forms a cleavage, and it splits into the two, means cytoplasm is split into two, thus producing two new cells. Okay. Achha. Next, what's there? Let's see. Let's watch an interesting video on mitosis, I think. So let's see it. So let's see this video. Okay.
Replaces old cells with new cells and repairs itself with the help of cells that constantly multiply by dividing. The process begins in the cell nucleus. Identical copies of DNA molecules organize into chromatid pairs within the structure. These pairs are connected to each other at the chromosomal centromere. In the next step, is attached to the centromeres and line up along. The chromatids are then pulled up. A nuclear membrane forms around the two exact sets of DNA and eventually cleaves. The process through which a cell divides the genetic information and instructions within its nucleus into two exact sets within independent nuclei is called.
So here you can see a mitotic spindle. What is this? I am showing you. So this is a mitotic spindle. Okay, and what has it's given here when I talk about microtubules. So microtubules are being, so these are the microtubules which are there. If I show, okay, faded other parts. Okay, let's see, fade others. Okay, so these are called the microtubules. Okay, which are there. Then comes your pericentriolar. Okay,
Pericentriolar material.
Yes, so that's what is this? A centrosome is an organelle in the cytoplasm of the cell, and it contains a pair of centrioles and pericentriolar material. The centrioles are cylindrical and composed of clusters of microtubule in a circular arrangement, and the pericentriolar material surrounds the centrioles. It contains hundreds of complexes that are ring-shaped and composed of proteins. These complexes play a critical role in cell divisions and build microtubules in non-dividing cells. I think you have understood this. This is a very simple definitions. Which are this thing? I am showing it. Okay, so you can see. I think you can see it here. Show it. Let me show it again. Okay. Hide others. So this is a pericentriolar material. Now what is where it is? Fade others and all. Okay. Centrosome is where it is present. Show it and fade others. Okay. Hide others. Okay. This is a centrosome which I am talking about. Okay. Acha. Next, what's there? Okay, meiosis. Now this is a very interesting thing. Meiosis. Okay. Meiosis is very interesting. What is meiosis? Meiosis means meon, which is to lessen the referring to the reduction of the chromosome number, and is the kind of cell division that produces the sex cells or the gametes. It takes place in the reproductive organ. So this kind of cell division which takes place in the reproductive organ of both the female and a male. What happens is that in the male it takes place in the your testes, and obviously in the female the reproductive part, that is ovary, where it takes place. So this is a meiosis which is performed. Okay. Now what is takes in the humans to produce sperm? So these are the only materials which contribute to the formation of the sperms, and obviously in the female over respectively. So in the flowering plants also we can understand the two reproductive parts of the plant, the anthers, and the ovule to produce the pollen grains, and the female gametophyte. Okay. Now the main thing is this: the most significant aspect of meiosis is that the number of chromosomes is halved. You can see that it's talking about haploid cell, that 23 chromosomes, and diploid cell which is 46 chromosomes. In case of mitosis we can see the telophase which is there, which is being performed, and then it is divided into two parts, diploid. Now when the telophase it is divided into two parts, that's good. This part is this one, Okay, diploid cell. Again, it is divided into two more parts, that is haploid, 23, 23, 23, 20. It's a pair of chromosomes. Okay, that's what. For example, out of the 23 pairs of chromosomes, what is there in humans? Only single chromosome is there. One member of each pair, that is haploid, are passed to the sex cell. So this is essential because when the male and female gametes infuse together, okay, fuse together in the fertilization, the normal diploid number of the chromosomes is reacquired, and so the diploid number of as a rule is expressed in 2n. You can understand it's a 2n. Understand my point? So that's what it's the rule which needs to be followed here. Okay, next what's there, let's see. Achha. So this are the form. This is the reproductive system of males. I think you can understand it. Okay, where testes produce the male gamete sperms. Okay, so that's what the interesting thing of this thing. Okay, this is called I think this is genitalia. Okay, and reproductive system we will understand in the next video. I will obviously tell. Okay, so today I will end it here, and obviously subscribe to the channel if you like it, and see the previous video of this particular chapter only, the cell, tissue and basics. I have made a small video of this and an animation of this video, so you can see this, and this is the inter-representation of mine, so you can see and understand it very correctly. Okay, if you have any kind of doubts, please post in the comment section. I mean, obviously press the bell icon and the subscribe button. Thanks. Have a nice day.